Welcome to today's Advisicon Academy training. We are a group of authors, teachers, consultants, and technologists who are passionate about helping organizations learn, scale, and grow with a mix of methodology and technology to deliver results. No matter the size of your organization, our team specializes in maximizing your personal and professional productivity by leveraging the Microsoft technology experience. With attending any of our training sessions, we offer PDUs as we are a registered education provider with the Project Management Institute. At the close of today's session, I will give you instructions on how to claim your PDUs and how to contact Advisicon for any questions you may have.
Hello, my name is Maria Fenn. I'm a project advisor here at Advisicon. Also, a little bit about me as I am the owner of the unofficial therapy dog at Advisicon. Her name is Ahsoka and she is the fluffiest white puppy ever. So today, what we're going to be covering is Microsoft 365 personal and professional productivity tips. What that's going to include is we're going to be covering what's coming with Microsoft, as well as team tasks, how with Microsoft Teams, amongst all other products, you can be collaboratively working together, as well as some productivity tips, going through how you can better manage your day using the available tools in Microsoft 365. Let's get started. Alrighty, so a little bit of what we're going to talk about today is what's coming with Microsoft. So one of the tools that's coming with Microsoft is going to be Outlook Spaces. Outlook Spaces is a tool that's putting together all of your events, your tasks. It's basically a blank slate for you to keep everything in one spot. It kind of to keep track of all of those flyers that tend to kind of slip through the cracks as you're doing things. It's supposed to be kind of a collaborative space where you can be able to track your meetings, track your tasks, etc. It's supposed to bring together to-do, project, planner, PowerPoint, Word, etc. At the moment, there is not a release date, but there is a lot of articles and videos going on about there because it is going to be a great feature that a lot of people are looking forward to, and it should be coming soon. Another tool that's on the rollout list is going to be Microsoft Lists. Microsoft Lists is a tool that's allowing people to track their risks and issues. It's meant to keep everything tracked within a single list. And this feature will actually be compatible with Microsoft Teams. You'll be able to see it within an app. A few features for those in the GCC, the GCCH and DoD environments is that Teams meetings are increasing their attendee limit to 300 people, as well as allowing for the meeting backgrounds. That has been launched as well. For those that are in also the GCC, GCH, and DoD updates, the raising hands functionality is rolling out. So for those of you who are interested in those features, those will be available to you soon. Okay, so tasks isn't available yet to be visible, but for those of you who are kind of interested in poking around, you can look at the Planner app in Microsoft Teams. So in your Microsoft Teams environment, you can click the three ellipses on your left navigation pane and you can click Planner. In Planner, you can actually see the fact that this feature is coming soon. It's going to be compatible with Planner. It's going to be compatible with To-Do. It's the new tool that's coming out to help you better manage your tasks and keep everything in one place. That's one thing we hear a lot about. How can I keep everything in one place? How can I manage my projects and my tasks without having to go to 400 different apps? And this is one of the ways to do that, is once this rolls out, you'll have your to-do tasks. Eventually you'll be able to keep @mentions in here. So when people mention you through Excel or through an email, @mentions will also be able to be tracked in Microsoft Tasks. As of right now, you should just be seeing this coming soon. Your individual tasks from To-Do and your team tasks from Planner will be all together in Teams. But this is going to allow you to have a more collaborative space in Microsoft Teams, where you can be tracking not only your projects, your reports, etc., but what you have to do. So before we move on to the next thing, talk a little bit about the tasks rollout. So for the initial rollout, when this is going to come out, it's still going to be called Planner. They're going to be integrating this through phases, where it's going to be first called Planner, then it's going to be Tasks by Planner and ToDo, and then eventually it's going to be named by Tasks. This way to slowly implement it without having to confuse people or cause any confusion, because they're basically turning Planner into a brand new tool, and we don't want anybody confused. Once that's all implemented, and as you're working with Microsoft Teams, you now have a collaborative space that allows you to track almost everything within one environment. Because when you're working in your email and you flag an email, so we go and you flag an email, that flag then creates a task in ToDo. And when that creates a task in ToDo, you then have a task in tasks, one way or another. And that tracks all into tasks. And then if you have tasks from planner boards, if you have tasks from other boards or other projects that you're working on, this keeps it in all one space, but it's now works with Outlook. Going a little bit more into Teams in itself, there's other features or there's other tools that are available to you to help track everything in one space. With Microsoft Teams, that you have your teams, your channel, and your chats. Each of these here are your teams, where you can have channels to separate out each part of that team. So with Microsoft Teams, you can have the teams, you can have the channels to separate everything out. And in this space, you can also be tracking with multiple different apps. So in each of these channels, you can add a tab that allows you to add both Planner, you've got OneNote, you've got Stream, document libraries. All of these then can be centered in one place, so you're not running to 4 or 5 different applications to find everything. In here within the channels, you can add your planner board. You can create a new planner board. You can have your OneNote, whether you create a new OneNote book or you can add additional pages to an existing book. You can use Stream, where you can create either a channel, so you're creating a channel of videos for training purposes, for example, onboarding, or if you were just to have a singular video to help people with the transition into the project or for some training purposes. You can add that all into the one channel. So you now have the ability to track your tasks, currently within Planner and ToDo. Future, it'll be tasks. But you also have the ability to track everything else within Teams, preventing you to jump from app to app. So this is how you would do that. If you were going to be tracking your documents all within one place, you can do it within a channel, and each individual channel has its own document library. So let's say this is a brand new channel, the Project Management Teams demo, and we're going into the General tab. With the General tab and with the General channel and the Planning channel and all of these channels that we have added to this team, you'll notice that there comes 3 tabs at the top that are out of the box. You've got your Posts, Files, and Wiki. Posts allows you to communicate on the topic of that channel with everybody who's involved in the team. When you have the Files section is where you can actually start keeping everything consolidated into one area. Having everything split up amongst teams, having everything split up amongst channels, it allows you to organize it. But now when using Files, you have the ability to store it all online and in one place so that it is easily accessible to you anywhere at any time. You can access these files from your phone if needed. You'd be able to grab the link for each file at any time. It allows you to have everything in one place and then be able to exchange and help colleagues out at any time necessary. When you have these initial channels, you can then proceed, for those of you who are managing your projects within Microsoft Teams but are also using Planner, Project Online, or Project for the Web, you can add those to the specific channel in order to keep everything in one place. If you wanted to create a planner board, or if you wanted to associate a planner board with a Teams channel, you can click that Add Tab button, select the Planner app, and either create a new plan or use an existing plan from this team. So in order for you to use an existing plan, this plan that I would be using would have to be associated with the Office 365 group or Office 365 team that is part of this Microsoft team. What we're going to go ahead and do today is create a new plan. This is our planning. This is our project planning. This is our project planning plan. You can go ahead and choose whether or not you want to post to the channel about this tab, or you can just leave it off. That's completely up to you. When you click the post button to the channel, it notifies everybody in the team that you've created a planner board. And this option is available when you're adding all sorts of different apps to the channels. So here now I have my planner board that I can add tasks to for my task management when we're doing our stand-ups, whether it's every other day or every morning. All I have to do is open up Teams, put this on share for everybody else, and we could all be working through what we have to do today together. For those of you, not everybody just use Planner though. Sometimes they use Planner and sometimes they also use Project Online. For those of you who are using Project Online and Planner, you can add that schedule here as well, keeping everything consolidated in Teams. All you have to do is hit that plus button. You can navigate to the website app. And then what you're going to do is give it a name. And then what you're going to do is navigate to the schedule that you want to add. So here we're going to go ahead and grab Asset Tracking System from our Project Online environment. To do that, I'm going to click the name in the Project Center. I'm going to navigate on my left-hand side to the schedule. And I'm going to grab the URL at the top of the page. I can go ahead and copy it. And I can paste the URL here to display the schedule in the tab. Go ahead and click Save. Again, it's going to post to the channel. So we're going to let it load. And there it is. So you can see your asset tracking system. You have all of the abilities which your permissions are available in Online to make changes or updates to the schedule here. So I could go in and edit the schedule through Online. I could navigate to the details page here as well. And then this way you don't have to be finding your schedule in the Project Center every morning or every day, etc., when you're looking to update your schedules. So you can go ahead and make changes to your plan. You could then jump to your Project Online. And then for those of you, if you are not using Project Online or maybe you're not using Planner, you can do the exact same for Project for the Web. If I go ahead and click this plus button again, I'm going to grab the website app. I'm going to give it a name. And you can navigate to your Project Home. And to do this, to get here, you would click the waffle icon. You would find your app for project, and it'll bring you to this home page. From here, you can either look at your recent projects. You can see if the project is a PWA project, which means it's project online, or if you see that it's just a project type, that's your project for the web. So you can either go ahead and click here. You can also navigate to the shared with me. The shared with me is any of those projects that have been shared to you by somebody else, or the ones that are just created by you. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to recent, and I'm going to grab the scheduled brownies for the office, because who doesn't like brownies? I'm going to click the link for it, open up the schedule, and then at the top I can grab the URL, navigate back to Teams, and paste the link. And now I have all of my schedules is in one place. So when I need to do my updates in the morning, I can navigate here instead and get everything done one at a time without having to jump between applications. And you don't have to limit this just to your projects. You can include Power BI, you can include your document libraries that are already created. So if you have a SharePoint document library, you can add the link here. If you have a SharePoint list that you're currently using that is part of this project, you can proceed to add that list. Other things include PowerPoint, you can Microsoft Stream. If you have a Visio file that you want to display, this is also available to you here. So what we're going to talk about next is the productivity tips that you can be using to better manage your personal and professional life. There's a lot of little things you can be doing to make it go just a little faster. So first tip that I like to share with people is that you can be utilizing Cortana. It's not really talked about very often, but Cortana can be a really useful function to quickly jump from application to application. If you'd like, you can turn on Cortana to be able to respond to Hey Cortana. If you have this turned on, which I do not at this time, it can pop up and it can do certain things for you. Instead, what I'm going to do is open up Cortana, and I'm going to go ahead and activate the voice link. So what I'm doing here is I'm clicking the Speak to Cortana, and I'm going to say, Open Word. And what Cortana did is it just went ahead and opened Microsoft Word for me. So instead of having to find my application, find the document, it's going to open up my most recent document, which right now is just the document one in Word. It can do this for all sorts of other applications. So if I go ahead and click the microphone again, open ToDo. Now what Cortana is doing is she's opening up my Microsoft ToDo application, which you can see she takes me to my day so that if I wanted to quickly go ahead and type new tasks that I need to get done today, I can do that. I can tell her, hey Cortana, open up Microsoft ToDo, and she will. And then all of a sudden it's in front of me and I can start typing all of the tasks that I need to do. And it does this with all of the Microsoft applications. You can do this with PowerPoint, with OneNote, with Edge as well, with Microsoft Edge, and amongst other tools. With Teams is a great one you can use too. Another tip is making sure to have Microsoft ToDo open up in your laptop and in your phone. Microsoft ToDo is an app as well, which you can get at any time, and it's very user-friendly. If you have it open at all time, you're more likely to be using it and to keep all of your items that you need to get done today in there, because we all write down things, we all put things in OneNote as we're taking notes. Sometimes things end up in Word, but if we have Microsoft ToDo open, you can then track all of your tasks. You can put them in groups, you can put them in lists, and you can keep everything in one place. So that will populate then, and then it'll keep all of your planner tasks in one place too, keeping you centered in a max of 2 applications with Microsoft Teams and ToDo. Another tip we have is to email important messages or important communications to Microsoft Teams channels. So if we were to go back to Microsoft Teams, and we're going to go back to this planning channel here, and I click the ellipses right next to it, I have the ability to get the email address. I can copy it. I can open up a new email. And I can actually paste that link into there. So if I had an important message that I wanted to forward, all I have to do is click forward, and then I can send the email to that channel. If I go ahead and click send, I'm going to go ahead and add a title. And we go back to Teams. We can go to Files, and what it's going to do is once it gets there, we're going to go ahead and refresh, is it creates a folder specifically for email messages. So this allows you to keep all of those email messages in one place instead of having to sort or filter or look for that one important email that you knew you saw but just can't find. Another tip that you can be using is saving important messages in Teams. If you're saving important messages in Teams, you don't have to go running around looking for them. To do this, what you can do is navigate to your chats. You can click a conversation, and you can click that one little chat, click the 3 ellipses, and save this message. When you save this message, you can navigate to your saved messages by clicking your profile, clicking saved, and all previously saved messages will be available for you to go through. So if you need to keep a phone number, a piece of information related to a project, even a document, you can save those messages to your Teams profile. Additionally, you can have both your personal and your professional accounts on the same app, not necessarily together, but available for you to switch quickly through. For example, with Microsoft ToDo, if I open up ToDo, you'll see here, this is Sarah Davis, she's one of our test users. I can hit the drop down and you'll see that it's my account as well. So I could even go ahead and add an additional account. So if you have a personal Microsoft account, you can add that through here by clicking Managed Accounts, adding account, and entering in that login information. You can do this with Teams on your phone as well. So if you have multiple accounts on your mobile phone, you can actually add additional accounts. So another tip that you can also be using to better manage your day is replacing that wiki that comes with the out-of-the-box channel with OneNote. So as I mentioned earlier, OneNote, you can add a new workbook, you can add a new page, you can bring up a page from a previous notebook, and you can connect it to a channel To do that, you can just go ahead and click the plus button and you select the app OneNote. And then here you have available all of the pre-created OneNote books, or you can go ahead and create a new book. I can create a new notebook specifically for my project management team. Now, we already have one here because when you create a Microsoft team, it creates a default notebook. So I don't need to go ahead and create one. So instead, what I'm going to do is select the project management notebook. I'm going to hit the drop down and add a new section for my planning channel. And then I'm going to click Save. What this does is it brings this tab to that page. I can add additional pages, I can add, it takes it to that section. And I can add additional pages, I can keep more like meeting minutes here, and now I no longer need that wiki. This keeps it all in with those Microsoft 365 tools, and again, allows you to consolidate and collaborate in one place for better productivity. So to remove a tab, you can just right-click and remove. If you ever need to, you can always add a new one. So another thing you can be doing is storing all of your files between OneDrive and Teams. When you have everything in one place, it allows you to access it at any time, especially if that one place is online. If it's on your desktop application, not so much. But if it's on Teams, if it's on OneDrive, you can access it from anywhere. And with that, you have the ability to both copy and share files through links. So if I were to go to my channel, go back to Files here, and I went to this Messages folder, I could click the ellipses, and you can do this for files, you can do this for PDFs, you can do this for pictures, etc. Everything that you're storing in here, you have this copy link button. This copy link button allows me to take this link and either I can email it or I could just send it through a chat so that somebody knows where my files are stored. This can be extremely useful when your only available device is your mobile phone. When you only have your mobile phone, it's not likely you're going to be able to download the file, make the changes, but if somebody needs it, you can copy the link, send it to them through a chat, and it saves you time and stress when you're unable to get to your laptop. Okay, so what we got to talk about here today was the tools that are coming, so Outlook Spaces, Microsoft Lists, Teams Tasks, as well as talking about what you can do within your channels, how to add the apps so that you can keep everything in one space without having to hop from app to app. Lastly, we got to talk about some productivity tips. Don't forget about the whole emailing emails to channels so that you can keep everything stored at an easily accessible place. So from all of us here at Advisicon, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.